What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, checking out a couple of new cards that just got revealed coming out of Phantom Rage, including a nice little surprise. We got ourselves a Dark World Legacy support card. A lot of people don't even realize that I'm a big fan of the Dark World archetype. It was the first ever deck that I took to a regionals. This was, oh my goodness, man, way back in the day. I'm thinking late 05, early 06, back when Graceful Charity was still legal. I went 6-2 at that regionals, and so much of it was because of card destruction and Graceful Charity being legal. I just ripped so many victories off of those two cheese cards, even Morphin Jar, man, playing them all in the same deck. Anyways, Dark World Reinforcement is a normal spell that's a hard once per turn, and it's a pretty simple spell. It says target one level 4 or lower fiend monster in your graveyard. Targeting is the cost, of course. Discarding would not be, otherwise it wouldn't be a Dark World card. It says special summon it, then discard one fiend monster. So basically, this is kind of like a little bit of a Monster Reborn for the Dark World archetype, but obviously you gotta have some discarding in there, and you get to discard any fiend monster. So this is basically a Monster Reborn in Dark World, although it has to exclusively be used on your little monsters. You can't bring back Silva, Gold, or more importantly, Grapha with this. However, you can bring back the little monsters like Snow, and then obviously bounce those cards to your hand, and then, you know, special summon the Grapha from your deck. I kind of see this card as maybe like a one-of, because the thing about Dark World is, ever since Konami kind of brought the dangers into the game, Dark World have really not had that big of a problem when it comes to extenders, because the danger archetype, not only do they special summon themselves, but they just have so much synergy with Dark World because they can discard them and trigger them. I think maybe the bigger and more important thing about this card is the fact that it's pretty much generic fiend support. I mean, you can run this in everything from Burning Abyss and Plunder Patrol. Even an archetype like Fabled would, you know, they would benefit with this, or benefit from this, because we know that Fabled, they're all about discarding cards just like Dark World. So I kind of feel like those other archetypes probably get a bigger boost from this card than Dark World itself, because with Dark World, this is fairly a linear card. I mean, other than going and summoning one of those level 4 lowers and bouncing for Grapha, I don't know why you'd ever really want to bring back those level 4 lower Dark World monsters. Like, those are not the cards you really want to bring back unless it's strictly for Grapha. Like, you want to be bringing back Grapha constantly, of course, because that is the win condition of the deck. But I'm thinking you're probably just going to run maybe one copy of this card. If it wasn't a hard once per turn, I think you could probably make an argument for running multiple copies of this card. But would it being a hard once per turn, and Dark World being such a turbo deck with the dangers and stuff, I can only see you running one copy of this card at a maximum. We also have a new Link monster that just got revealed, and this is Cordinal, the Gem Transferer. And I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I saw this card, just aesthetically, I would have bet any amount of money that this was a freaking Crystal Beast Link monster, and it just wasn't. At first I thought Crystal Beast and Gem Knights, and I paused for a second. I was like, wait a minute, don't Gem Knights already have a Link? I was like, oh yeah, okay, so they have Phantom Quartz. This means that it has to be a Crystal Beast Link monster, and then it wasn't, and I was like, what? I mean, I'm not saying Konami can't make any gym cards without their, you know, without them having some type of association with Crystal Beasts and Gem Knights, but like, come on, man. That is just, I feel like I got personally debated, because I definitely thought this was a Crystal Beast monster. And, you know, Crystal Beasts were in the structure deck poll voting, so it's not like Konami hasn't thought about giving them more support. Anyways, it is a Earth attribute, rock type monster. Your link points are top right and bottom left. This is a link 2 with 1200 attack, and it's completely generic, just requiring 2 effect monsters. Your second effect is a hard once per turn. First effect says this linked card and monsters it points to cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Okay, fair enough. Second effect, if this card points to 2 monsters, you can switch control of those 2 monsters. Okay, so this is an incredibly niche card, like super duper niche, because basically This is creature swap built into a link monster, and that's kind of cool because it means that if you're playing a deck that benefits from creature swap, you essentially don't have to like concern yourself with, oh man, I can't pull off this play if I don't hard draw creature swap. Now you have a way of just going into creature swap, and obviously that has play implications with things like kaijus, because with kaijus you can summon them wherever you want. Also, taking your kaiju back could be kind of cool, decks like Gradles and whatnot. But one thing about this is this should be coming out around the same time that we get the new Drytron archetype, or I guess fairly close, and that was the Ritual archetype that I talked about yesterday on this channel. And in that deck, I'm not gonna lie, you got some pretty spicy possibilities. Just think about this. You know that the level 1 Drytron monsters, they special summon themselves in defense mode, and they also have 0 defense, and that is very, very promising when you're talking about maybe playing Chaos Max, even if it's just one copy, and the Drytron archetype, because obviously they can search Chaos Max and they can ritual summon it fairly easy. Imagine if you were to make this in Drytron and then shift over one of those level 1s to your opponent in defense mode and then attack that same monster with Chaos Max Dragon. You basically just one-shot them. Chaos Max would do the piercing damage, and then it would do double battle damage, and kind of feels like an easy way to maybe just like OTK cheese your opponent out of nowhere, a way where their monsters on field don't really matter because you're one-shotting them through a monster that you have. I mean, as somebody who has played Chaos Max decks in the past and also, played creature swap, it now feels kind of cool to have basically just a generic monster that you can summon from your extra deck that has that built-in creature swap. I used to try to do it with, sometimes the incantations and stuff like that, but this feels like it can be a little better because you don't have to, worry about drawing the creature swap. So if I'm playing Drytron, I think you're going to play this card, and we know that Rituals don't really care about their extra deck all that much. I'm playing one copy of Chaos Max, and I feel like this is going to be maybe your Utopia double cheese. Every once in a while, your opponent won't be expecting it, and you pull this combo off, and you end up just one-shotting them through your own monster and getting that GG. Anyways, whatever you guys think of these new cards, you leave that in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.